All right. So we've got this list, right? AI, Nvidia, Google, IBM, Microsoft. Then there's OpenAI, Perplexity AI, Anthropic. Oh, and Meta. Quite the lineup. It's kind of like a who's who of the AI world, don't you think?
Yeah, it's a really interesting mix. You've got these like big established players and then some of the well, the newcomers who are really shaking things up.
Right. And what I find really fascinating is that it's not just like a random collection of companies. It feels like there's, well, a story here, a sort of evolution of AI, maybe.
I totally see that. It's like you're looking at the entire AI landscape
Yeah.
from the foundational technology all the way to the companies that are, shaping how we actually experience it.
Exactly. So let's start unpacking this, shall we?
Hmm.
And I think the best place to begin is with, well, AI itself. Kind of a no-brainer, right?
Absolutely. AI, or artificial intelligence, is the core concept here. It's the underlying technology that all these companies are, in one way or another, building upon.
Right. And it's interesting because when you see AI just sitting there on the list, it really highlights how, well, how broad this field actually is. I mean, it's
Okay.
not just about like robots and self-driving cars, right?
Definitely not. AI is so much more than that. It's basically about creating systems that can, learn, adapt, and solve problems. And that has applications in, well, practically every industry you can think of.
Okay, so we've got the Foundation.ai, but then you've got this company on the list, Nvidia. And I'll be honest, I mainly associate them with gaming graphics cards. What's their connection to AI?
Nvidia. They're kind of like the unsung heroes of the AI revolution.
Hmm.
See, training these really powerful AI models requires a massive amount of computing power, and Nvidia specializes in, well, in GPUs or graphics processing units.
GPUs, those are the things that make video games look all fancy, right?
Exactly, but it turns out that the same technology that makes, those amazing graphics is also really good at crunching the numbers that AI needs. So while they might not be as visible as some of the other companies on your list, Nvidia is playing a crucial role. They're providing the muscle behind a lot of these AI advancements.
So they're like the engine that makes it all go.
Precisely. They're the powerhouse.
Okay, so we've got the foundation, the engine. Now let's talk about the giants. Google, IBM, Microsoft, these guys are like everywhere.
Yeah, they're the big players for sure. And each of them is approaching AI in their own way. Google, for example, is all about using AI to, enhance their existing products.
Right, like their search engine. I mean, it's pretty mind-blowing how good Google is at understanding what you're actually looking for.
Exactly. And it's all thanks to AI, but they're also doing some really cool stuff with AI in other areas, like self-driving cars with Waymo and even using AI to develop new medical treatments.
Wow. So Google is using AI to like solve some of the world's biggest problems.
Trying to, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you've got IBM. They have a long history with AI, going all the way back to Deep Blue beating Gary Kasparov at chess.
Oh yeah, I remember that. It was a huge deal.
It was, and they're still pushing the boundaries of AI today. They're focusing a lot on enterprise AI, helping businesses become more efficient and make better decisions.
So IBM is kind of like the business-minded AI company.
In a way, yeah. They're all about practical applications of AI, and then there's Microsoft. They're kind of doing a bit of everything.
Right, like they've got Azure, their cloud platform, which is like a major player in the AI world. And then there's, they're integrating AI into their Office suite, their operating system, and even their Xbox gaming platform.
Yeah, Microsoft is really going all in on AI. They see it as a core part of their future. So you've got these three giants, each with their own strengths and areas of focus, and they're all, pushing the field of AI forward in really significant ways.
Okay, so we've covered the foundation, the engine, the giants. But then you've got these other names on your list. OpenAI, Perplexity AI, Anthropic. These seem to be less about the broad applications of AI and more about how we interact with it.
You're absolutely right. These companies are really focused on the user experience. OpenAI, for example, is the company behind ChatGPT, which has become incredibly popular.
ChatGPT, yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about it. It's that chat bot that can write poems and code and like have actual conversations.
Exactly. It's based on a really powerful language model called GPT. And what's so impressive about it is that it can generate human quality text in a way that we haven't really seen before.
So OpenAI is kind of like the face of AI in a way. Like they're making it accessible to everyone.
Yeah, I think that's a good way to put it. They're really pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI, and they're making it, tangible for people.
And then there's Perplexity AI. They're doing some really cool stuff with search, right?
Yeah. They're trying they're trying to reimagine how we search for information. Instead of just giving you a list of links, Perplexity AI tries to actually answer your questions in a comprehensive and, in a human-like way.
So it's like having an expert at your fingertips.
Exactly. It's like having a super-powered research assistant. And then you've got Anthropic. They're a bit different. They're really focused on the ethical implications of AI.
Okay, so they're kind of like the conscience of the AI world.
Yeah, that's a good analogy. They're trying to make sure that as AI becomes more powerful, it's developed responsibly. They're working on, making sure that AI is aligned with human values and that it's used for good, not for harm.
That's really important, especially as AI becomes more and more integrated into our lives. And speaking of that, that brings us to the last name on your list, Meta, the company formerly known as Facebook. What's their role in all of this?
Well, Meta is really betting big on the metaverse, which is this immersive digital world that they believe will be the future of how we interact online.
The metaverse. Yeah, I've heard a lot about it, but I'm still not entirely sure what it is, to be honest.
It's a bit of a complex concept, but basically it's a persistent 3D virtual world where people can, work, play, socialize, and basically do everything they do in the real world, but virtually.
So it's kind of like a really advanced video game.
Sort of, but it's meant to be more than just a game. It's meant to be a whole new way of experiencing the internet, and AI is going to be absolutely crucial for making that vision a reality.
How so?
Well, think about it. To create a truly immersive and engaging metaverse, you need realistic avatars, personalized experiences, and AI-powered tools that can, facilitate communication and collaboration. It's a massive undertaking, and Meta is basically betting their future on it.
Wow. So we've gone from the foundation of AI to the engine that powers it, to the giants who are shaping its applications, to the companies who are reimagining how we interact with it, and finally to Meta, who are building a whole new virtual world for us to experience it in. It's kind of mind-blowing when you think about it like that.
It really is. And the thing is, this is just the beginning. The field of AI is evolving so rapidly. It's hard to even imagine what the next few years will bring.
Well, I guess that's the exciting part, right? Who knows what amazing advancements are just around the corner. And all these terms are mixed in AGI, artificial superintelligence theory of mind AI.
It's a lot to unpack.
So where do we even begin? I mean, what does all this tell us about where AI is going?
Well, it's almost like we're getting a sneak peek into what people used to think was only science fiction,
Yeah, totally.
We're not talking about AI that can just, write a jingle or beat you at chess.
Right, right.
This is pointing towards an AI that could actually be, on par with human intelligence.
Okay, yeah, that's a little freaky.
Yeah, it's exciting stuff.
So we hear AGI tossed around all the time, but for people who aren't, super deep into AI research, what is artificial general intelligence?
Yeah. Basically, imagine an AI that's not just good at one specific thing.
Right.
But can learn and solve problems across any domain, kind of like a human can.
Okay.
So it could write a symphony or design a skyscraper, even negotiate a peace treaty.
Wow.
The hard part is obviously, how do you make an AI that flexible,
Right. How do you make it think like we do?
Exactly. How do you replicate the human mind's ability to adapt and learn new things?
So it's not just about making computers faster. It's about, understanding the essence of thinking.
Yeah, cracking the code of how we learn, how we reason, how we solve problems. That's the real challenge.
So some of these companies on this list are tackling this head on, right?
Oh, absolutely. And they're all taking different approaches, which is what's so fascinating about it.
Okay, so give us some examples.
Well, you've got Google DeepMind. They've been doing amazing work with reinforcement learning.
Reinforcement learning, what's that?
Basically, it's like teaching AI to learn through trial and error.
Oh, like we did.
Exactly, like rewarding it when it does something right and correcting it when it makes a mistake.
Interesting.
Then you've got OpenAI taking a different approach with these massive language models.
I've heard about those.
They're feeding these models tons and tons of data, like books, articles, code.
Okay.
Hoping that they'll unlock the secrets of language and eventually, maybe even lead to theory of mind AI.
Wait, hold on. Theory of mind AI. That's the one that really blows my mind. AI that can read minds.
Well, it's not exactly mind reading,
Okay.
but it's getting close.
Okay.
The idea is to create AI that can actually understand and predict the mental states of other beings.
Other beings? You mean like other people?
Yeah, like people.
Yeah.
So their beliefs, intentions, desires, even emotions.
Wow. So like an AI therapist that could really understand your problems.
Yeah, exactly. Or a virtual assistant that knows what you need before you even ask.
That's kind of creepy, but also amazing.
It is a bit of both, isn't it?
But wouldn't that require the AI to have like emotions itself?
That's the big question, isn't it? Whether AI can truly feel emotions is a whole debate on its own.
Yeah.
But what we do know is that AI will need to be able to at least recognize and respond to human emotions.
Right. If it wants to interact with us on a deeper level.
Exactly.
So we've got all these big names involved, but what about these other companies, the ones I haven't even heard of?
Those are the ones that are really pushing the boundaries on the hardware and software side of things.
Okay.
Like take Grok, for example.
Okay.
They're developing AI chips specifically for machine learning.
So they're making the brains of the operation.
Exactly. And then Sambanova, they're focused on building energy-efficient AI systems.
Oh, that's smart because I bet these things use a ton of energy.
Yeah, as AI gets more and more complex, the energy consumption becomes a real concern.
Right.
And then you've got Cerebras, they're creating these massive chips that could seriously speed up the training process for AI.
So it's like a race on multiple fronts. Everyone's trying to crack the code in their own way.
Yeah, exactly. And it makes you wonder, will we end up with one dominant form of AGI?
Or like a bunch of different AI species.
Exactly. It's a fascinating question.
And impossible to answer right now.
At this point, yeah. But what's clear is that this isn't just some fringe idea anymore.
It's like the forefront of tech.
Yeah, it's attracting some of the brightest minds and the biggest investments.
Makes sense.
And it's moving really fast.
So you're painting a picture of this future where AI can not only learn but understand us on a deeper level.
Yeah.
I mean, what does that actually mean for us regular people trying to navigate this whole new world?
I think it means we're about to experience a technological revolution unlike anything we've ever seen before.
Okay.
AI is going to touch every aspect of our lives: healthcare, education, entertainment, how we interact with each other even.
Could be amazing.
It could be, but it could also create new problems we haven't even thought of yet.
So it's exciting, but also kind of terrifying.
Yeah, it's like we're standing on the edge of the unknown.
But we have to explore it, right? We can't just ignore it.
And as we explore this new frontier, the most important question we have to ask ourselves isn't just what can AI do?
Right.
It's what do we want it to do?
What kind of future do we want to create with this technology?
That's the question we all need to be thinking about.
Deep stuff. So we've covered a lot today. This has been a pretty mind-blowing deep dive.
I enjoyed it.
Thanks for joining us and helping us understand all this.
Anytime.
And for everyone listening, thanks for tuning in. Keep exploring. The world of AI is full of possibilities. Who knows? Maybe you'll be the one to make the next big breakthrough.